You can learn a lot about a town by the monikers people use to describe it. You can detect pride, anger, shame, disdain, and even derision. So, what comes to mind when a town is referred to as la antesala a la capital? The capital's foyer, if you will. To me, it sounds like a town that derives its importance from another one, sort of like junior status. It's like when North Americans refer to Latin America as their backyard. It's the meaning. And how about El Pueblo Olvidado, the forgotten town? My goodness, where's the sense of pride there? Cataño is Puerto Rico's smallest city. With a total area around 5 square miles, it's half the size of Hormigueros, the island's second smallest city. However, Cataño has various attributes that could make it quite promising. Most of the southern shore of San Juan Bay belongs to Cataño, albeit the commercial docks belong to San Juan and Guaynabo. This makes it the ideal spot for small tourism ventures that could work in tandem with larger projects in the old city, sort of like El Lido does with Venice. Don't know where El Lido is? It's in Italy. Google it. But there are 3 reasons why that hasn't happened. And even worse, it's not likely to happen. Corrupt politicians, crime, and paranoia. And what's even more interesting is that those also work in tandem. Crime is often present in poor areas, which are kept poor and ignorant by politicians that would rather line their pockets than solve social ills. And of course, paranoia sets in whenever someone tries to make the area better. And if someone does try something, people become suspicious and they call it gentrification. This isn't to say that Cataño is poor. Far from it. It has a giant oil refinery, lots of import and export operators, and the world's largest rum distillery. Let's just say that the wealth isn't evenly distributed. But hey, this isn't a video about politics, economics, or even about social issues. So let's talk about Cataño. There are various ways to get to Cataño, depending on which town you're coming from. But we'll assume that you're coming from Isla Verde, Condado, or Old San Juan. If you're coming from Isla Verde or Condado, your best bet will be through the Minillas Tunnel. Take State Road 26, also known as Román Valdoriotti de Castro, and get off on exit 2A. And in case you're wondering, yes, it's going to be 2A regardless if you're coming east or west on Road 26. Once you exit the tunnel, stay on the left 2 lanes until you reach a fork that leads towards roads 18 and 22. Take the right 2 lanes towards Road 22 and continue on it until you reach exit 7A towards State Road 165. You'll be on 165 for about 3 or 4 miles, so stay on the center lane. The exit you'll be looking for isn't numbered, but you'll know you're there because it's a brown sign that reads Bacardi Tour, and right below it there's a green sign marked as kilometer 32.7. Yeah, kilometers. Driving in Puerto Rico can be confusing, so check out my other video about driving in Puerto Rico. You'll have fun. Once you finish the off-ramp, the first place on your left is going to be the Bacardi Rum Distillery. Like I said, it's the largest rum distillery in the world, but you can't just walk in. You'll need a reservation. If your reservation is for later in the day, you can continue on Road 888 towards the town of Cataño. Most of what there is to see and do in this tiny town is either on or along that road. Cataño derives its name from Hernando de Cataño, a Spanish physician that arrived in Puerto Rico in 1569. He was one of the first physicians in the New World, Spanish or otherwise. In return for establishing his practice on the island, the Spanish crown granted him a plot of land on the southern side of San Juan Bay. It was called El Hato de Palmas. That once swampy plot of land became modern-day Cataño. There's a ferry boat that takes you straight to Old San Juan for only $1. That's right, $1, and it covers both ways. And if you're a senior over 60, it's 50 cents. You can't even get a soda for that. So here's what you can do. You can drive all the way to Cataño, or if you're coming from Old San Juan, you can take the ferry boat, catch an Uber or a taxi to the Bacardi Rum Distillery, catch another one back to the ferry terminal, and take the boat back to Old San Juan. If you decide to do the latter, the view of the old city from the ferry boat is simply breathtaking. As for Bacardi, we invited them repeatedly on this video, but they simply ignored us. So you can Google them. And here's what you need to know about the ferry. Most of what you'll find online is wrong. Even the information on the ferry's own website. That said, the terminals are modern and clean, and so's the boat. The operational word here is the boat. They only have one vessel that goes back and forth all day long. The ferry operates from 6 in the morning to 7 at night, Monday through Friday, and from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., Saturdays, Sundays, and holidays. Trips going to Cataño leave from 6 through 9 on the hour in the mornings and from 2 to 7 on the hour in the afternoons. Returning trips leave Cataño on the half-hour mark from 6:30 to 9:30 in the morning and from 2:30 to 6:30 in the afternoon. Travel time is between 10 and 12 minutes in each direction, and departures are once per hour. On weekends, trips start at 8 in the morning. For more information, there's plenty of signage at both ferry terminals. On the Cataño end, the terminal is just as clean and modern. As you leave the building, there's a long promenade that extends for over a mile along the shoreline. The view of the San Juan skyline from there is simply jaw-dropping. You can see all the way from Fort San Felipe del Morro to the Puerta de Tierra area. There's also a monument to the island's Taíno ancestry. The grounds are well kept and clean. Walking west along the promenade, you'll find a boardwalk that extends across the fisherman's area. My wife and I walked it from end to end, and it's simply beautiful. The fact that it's several feet above the ground also adds to the experience. Towards the end of the boardwalk, there's a pyramid that was once intended to be a library. Sadly, now it's simply an eyesore. Your trip to Cataño can take as little as 90 minutes if you just intend to see the San Juan skyline and the Cataño Promenade, or close to half a day if you combine it with a tour of the rum distillery. Going back, you have two options. Punch in your hotel coordinates and drive back to Condado or Isla Verde, or catch the ferry and return to Old San Juan. If you like this video and you plan to visit Puerto Rico and the town of Cataño in the near future, you'll find ample information on our website. You can also book flights, hotels, and car rentals at great prices on the right-hand column. And yes, there are affiliate links. That means that I make a small commission while you pay exactly the same that you'd pay anywhere else. That way, you get to return the favor without spending an extra dime. Oh, and by the way, if you're visiting Old San Juan, save yourself the hassle of traditional city tours. They're expensive and you'll be herded along with people that don't necessarily share your interests. Instead, order the Old San Juan walking tour. It's packed with useful information about all the main attractions, as well as every GPS coordinate and 2 hours of exclusive online video. That way, you'll be able to visit before you visit and hit the ground running when you arrive in the old city. See you next time.